Welcome to Yard Sale, June 2020. And we have a very special thing. You see, Triangle loaned me those THETAs, those $4,000 THETAs, and they were a used set from a shop somewhere. And I got them and I cleaned them up because they were a little dusty. And when I'm like, do you want me to ship them back? They were like, no, can you put them in that yard sale thing you do? And then we'll give all the money that someone pays to a COVID-19 relief fund of your patron's choosing. So, would you like to own a $4,000 pair of speakers? Granted, they're used, but they were touched by me, and I can tell you they are perfect, other than some damage around like where the screw hole things is. Boom! And I don't keep a penny of it, and they'll pay for shipping, which is nice. But here's the thing. Only continental United States, because then you're going to get the full warranty that Triangle is willing to throw in for it. So, I apologize to everyone outside of continental United States. Let's hope they make it there and they don't get burned. There you go. Feel free to join the Patreon. Bid on those. I have no idea what they're going to go for. This is like the most expensive thing I've ever had in the yard sale. And again, I want to thank Triangle for just saying, fuck it. Last month, I tried to sell the A500. And it sold, but it sold to someone who won 2 items. And they took the other one. And by the time that was done, a week had gone by. And I don't like to keep telling the second place and third place people. So wipe all the bids. Both A500s will be in the yard sale. This is one that's packed up. This is one I'm going to put in a box. I'm going to, whoever bids on that, the top 2 bids will get an A500. So if you bid $190 and you bid $188, you both win. You both get an A500. Though none of these other things are restricted to the continental United States, although that's heavy as hell. So just know, continental United States, free shipping, international half shipping. In case you don't know what's going on, the yard sales, you join my Patreon or Subscribe Star. There's a link in the description. You click that. You fill out a form. You say, I want to bid this much on this, and this much on this, and this much on that, and that, and that, and that. And then, we deal with it afterwards. So those are in it. You're going to get 2 A500s. If you want them as a pair to run monoblock, by the way, you can specify that, but I mean, just, you're bidding on it once, and I'm taking the top 2, unless you bid twice. I don't know how that's going to work. The Odyssey LCD1s. These came from Adorama, and Adorama's like, you know what? Do that thingy where you sell it, because we don't want them back. So here you go. I really like the Odyssey LCD ones, but I don't need another pair of headphones kicking around. And that wire thing, like with the tool wires, is cool, and I was taking them out, but it's like, I'd rather have space and money than Odyssey LCD ones. But if you'd rather have Odyssey LCD ones than money and space, ta-da. The Triangle AIO. It's another one of those Triangle things. They said, why don't you keep that? Now, that is like a $700, basically Sonos. There's my Sonos Connect amp, by the way, which runs whatever speakers I have here. These are the old Cantos. They're so pretty in blue. I miss the fact that Canto no longer makes passive speakers. They were nice. Anyway, the Triangle AIO, the green one that I reviewed, that's like way too expensive. Feel free to offer me what you think it's worth. And again, I'll ship it wherever you'd like. There's that. Another RB42 center channel. I think I had one last. Fuck that sign. I think I had one last time. Here's another one. Do you just need it? There you go. They're not that expensive, so I don't expect people to spend much. We'll go through this real quick, is a box of random shit. I've got one of my Motorola Turbo Power backs, which I've added a sound rise thing to be sort of like a pop socket. Which I don't know if you need this or not, but whatever. I got some wires from Amazon Basics. Some stuff that my father gave me for Christmas, and I'm like, Dad, I really don't need an LED deformable lamp. So you get to my father's sloppy seconds. This X-Round thing that someone sent me, the X-Pump X-Round. I was supposed to review this. I'm not going to. We've got some bike lights. Ooh, a milk frother. We got... these things that came out of my watch thing, but you could definitely use them to hold up equipment. There's like, I don't know, 12 of those. Oh, and I just threw one of these, this shitty IM in here. iCo OH10s. A brand new unopened set of iCo OH10s, which should bring the bidding price up on this box of random bullshit. It's one. This is one thing, one box. You get a bike light. You get bike lights and iCo OH10s. And a milk frother, and don't forget the cheese grater and shaker. Get it out of my house. You understand why these yard sales are good for my mental stability? Get it out of my house. Give me $8 for all of it. I don't care. Just get it out of my house. topping DX7pro. This stayed in my closet for, it's got to be well over a year. And it's only getting sold because if you watched my review of the A90, I now have the D90 and the A90. And this is sort of like the compromise between the two. And this is still a $700 fucking DAC amp. And I don't need it. I don't need it. Do you need it? If you need it, place a bid on the topping DX. Maybe you get it for like $200 or $180 or $580. I don't care. Whatever you want. Offer me money. This. I don't know how, but I have a brand new, and this is probably the first time it's coming out of this box ever, set of Odyssey iSine20s. Like brand new. Like, holy shit. Like, oh my lord. Like, these are the open back ones with the lightning cable that puts that DSP correction on them and makes them sound like Jesus. Otherwise, you just have to, use a regular cable and sound just like the second coming of Jesus, which is not as good as the first coming of Jesus. But yeah, holy crap. Like, here you go. These were $600, and I think they've dropped in price since then, but shit. Put that down. This is sort of like a special one for me, because this was the first thing a company sent me and like told me to keep it. An Audio Engine D1. You go back into my reviews, and I'm talking about way back to the old place where it was dirty and dark and scary. And they sent this to me, and I've got the rubber feet, which is sliding off, and I'm not going to touch anything. If you wanted like me to sign this, or the bag that I used to keep it in, this is my first DAC amp that this meant something, but I'm never going to use it. And it still works. It's USB or fiber optic, and they think they still sell this. I will give you this warning though. Every like 76.7 hours, it will just start screaming at you, and you have to unplug it. But man, it's pretty okay. I'm not going to say it's great. I think the Mica Origin is better than this. Mica Origin is better than this. But this was history, man. This was some stuff. And I just don't want to see it end up in a closet for the rest of its life. What should end up in the closet for the rest of its life are these Marshall monitors, which I shit on pretty fucking hard. However, it turns out that this Ear Studio ES100 is attached to it now, and I can't get it off. So if you'd like to buy the Marshall Monitor Bluetooth edition with the Ear Studio, maybe you could DSP correct it. That's my goal, is to give it to you with the Ear Studio so that you can go in the app and just start fixing it. So I don't know, the monitor bundle, you can have that. Have at it, please. I don't want them anymore. I didn't think I'd ever sell this, but I realized that I'm not a dongle DAC person. And this is the X-Duo Link, which is the only dongle DAC, USB-C dongle DAC, that has a volume control, up and down, and a play pause on the actual stick, which has yet to be replicated as far as I know, unless you could tell me in the comments down below, this is it. This is the one. And it's, again, sitting in my closet. I'm like, you know what? Someone else needs this. And finally, the Hibby Seeds 2. And these are like the only heavy, I'm not going to pull them out. God, it'll open up enough things. These are the heavy duty. They're basically OH10s, just a little bit softer on top. Same solid copper construction. I really like them, but again, I own OH10s. In fact, well, I own one less pair of OH10s now because they're in that. So we've got some heavy copper IMs in this table. And that is the yard sale for June. Boogaloo June. We've got $4,000 triangles, Thetas, in black, piano black, ready to ship to anyone in the continental United States. And only, you could bid if you're not in the continental United States. I'm just going to verify when you say ship them to Mexico. I'm going to be like, sorry, Mexico. Because they want to do an actual full warranty on this, which is, oof. I have two A500s, which you're just going to bid once, and if you're the first place, you win. If you're the second place, you win. Everyone's happy. Odyssey LCD1s, the multi-room wireless solution speaker triangle AIO, which will look damn fancy in a fancy place. It'll be real fancy. I don't know who's going to bid on this. This is one of those dark horses that, like, I don't think anyone wants it. So you get on my Patreon, and you offer, like, any amount of money, and there's a chance you'll win it. We've got the RB42 center channel, which again, just whatever. They're actually not that expensive, but I've touched this one. So, I mean, I'll touch it again if you'd like. The rando box of just, things and an OH10 and a battery. I just need to, this battery lasts like an hour now. Like, it's not even worth it, but I'm not going to throw it in the trash. So you could just have my old battery. DX7pro, which would on any other yard sale, this would be the big item, is a DX7pro. But I mean, I'm just blowing shit out with these Odyssey iSine20s. And the triangles, I mean, these are all good still, but like not that. But this, I'm honestly, this makes me the saddest. Because I had to make this realization on live stream today. I was like, do I want to sell this? It's got a power button and it's got a beautiful volume. What a knob. What a thick, dense, like, they just can't make knobs like this anymore. But Audio Engine is just, it's good. Anyway, these items are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12! These dozen items. By the 10th of this month, the bidding ends. You could always up your bid as you're going along. They are blind and silent auctions, so you'll never know if you're winning. You just put out the amount that's comfortable for you, and if you win, you get an invoice and an email at the end of that 10, 11, on the 11th or 12th, because Cheese is in charge of that, and he's usually slow. 11th to 12th, you get an invoice, you pay it, and then I ship to you. If you don't get me back to me within like 2 days, I jump to the next highest bidder. So you've got to like the 13th, 14th. By the 13th, 14th, if I don't hear from you, you haven't paid the invoice, bidder number 2 gets it. So I think everyone should just pay attention to your damn mail. Yeah, but no one's got anything to do better. Anyway, that's it. That's tonight. Zio sucks, and thank you for stopping by. This does work on both Patreon and Subscribestar. It doesn't matter which one you join. Or if you're part of those already, then just look for the post. And I'll see you tomorrow.